hit the record. We could go ahead and start now. Anybody who falls in, they'll just fall in. Y'all let me know if somebody comes in into the chat so I can let them in because I won't be able to see it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna um I'm gonna log in from my phone too so I can see it.
Mm. That boy had me on some pre-workout, boy. I am not okay.
Recording in progress.
Ooh.
I muted. Oh no, I didn't. Hold on. All right, that's better. No echo, right? We good?
Yeah, we good now, man. We good.
All right, cool. I just need to be able to see because last time I had Q in there just waiting, boy.
Just sitting.
Yeah, he sent me like three he sent me like three texts too. He was like, "Hey man, I'm waiting."
I ain't
But
gonna
all
wait
right,
all night.
for sure. So, first thing I want to do is I just want to acknowledge everybody that showed up so far. I may have a couple people, other people, to fall in. But for you guys who are not aware, this is the updated version of my program, BLA, which is Brand Like an Artist program. I'm calling this the Blueprint. That's probably why I don't know if you heard, I was playing a little, Jay-Z in the back earlier. But yeah. So for you guys that don't know, this is going to be my high ticket program. This is the beta test version of this program. So I got a couple people that's currently active members, which is my boy Scott, my boy Kurt couldn't make it tonight. He got some things he's nursing over there. I guess he worked out a little too hard or something, I don't know. But yeah, best wishes to him. Hope we be able to lock back in on Sunday. But I wanted to send you guys like a personal, just a VIP invite, so y'all can kind of see behind the curtain things that we're working on, how we able to grow our businesses. And if you guys are interested, this is something that you can join the whole process as well. So this program is going to be 7,500, but for the beta club members, this is going to be something that I'm going to do for 1K. Now, it's certain people I've worked with before, or whatever the case may be. I'll talk to certain different people, and yeah, we'd be able. If you want to continue, we can go ahead and talk about um, finishing out this program. But if not, I'm here to help you guys regardless. Anyways, this is just something that I've been developing for a couple years, and I'm looking to add a lot of value to you guys. So with that being said, I just want to acknowledge everybody for coming in. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, shout out to my boy Mareese. I met him at one of the social proof recordings. Yeah, he has and this another thing too. You guys don't have to stay mute. I want you guys to come off mute because it's going to be interactive. I need you guys to kind of bounce back and forth. As we talking and stuff as well. If you got any questions, stop me. But yeah, I met my boy Mareese. Yeah, and tell everybody what you do and how long you've been doing what you're doing and things of that nature.
Yeah, so my name is Mareese. I help pet owners that have wild and disobedient dogs become more obedient through my training course and pet supplies. So I met my man Pack at, like you said, one of the morning meetup podcasts. Well, it wasn't a morning meetup podcast. It was one of the podcasts with David Shan. He was just giving me like a lot of just juice and information about just how I could really elevate my business and not have to sell so much. So at first, I had my pet supply box. It came with 4 pet supplies, but then he told me if I had a course or something that I could create to where people could pay for it and I won't have to do so much work on the back end, I will be able to reach my goal a lot quicker. So I thought about some different stuff that I have done in the past, because the Petaholics, that's the name of the business. The name is the Petaholics. It first started off as like a dog walking business. And then before that, I worked for like a boarding facility. Before that, I went to school for animal science. So I know basically the psychology behind animals, dogs, humans for the most part. So just kind of tying that in into what I could monetize. So that's when I came up with the obedience training course. So my first course that I'm putting out is 5 steps to an obedient dog, and it's an online training course. So that's a lot of the information that I have gotten from him so far. So I'm just ready to keep going and just keep investing more time and just keep pushing forward with my man Pack. That's about it. Yeah.
That's dope.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
Yeah. And what was the one thing that we talked about when we were talking about the thing that you really sell? Let's see if
Oh,
you're
I remember it was maintenance. It was
yeah.
two things. Seems like
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was the maintenance of the dogs. Like that's what you're
Yeah,
selling people how to maintain their dogs in a joyful manner, like in a way
yeah,
where, you know, a lot of times people think discipline is just you yelling commands and shouting, but it doesn't work like that.
not at all.
So not only that, but you also have the products that can help them with that process. Positive reinforcements, doggy treats, doggy toys, maintenance, making sure they look good, making sure they feel good, things of that nature as well. So yeah, now that opens up the opportunity for you to do a lot more other things than just sell boxes, even though the boxes is part of the process.
Yeah, it was so slow motion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the next one yeah, for everybody that don't know, Scott, my boy Mayham, tell people, you know, a little bit about what you do and how long you been doing it.
I got a DJ business. I've been DJing for about I'm gonna say 8 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Pac been there since the beginning. He created my first logo, the logo I still use to this day. But just thinking about the different conversations that we've had along the way, man, and to see this being put together as a package, so we could get the whole thing, man. I had to tap in, but Peck just got some ideas. He got some things that just will help you be better along. And you've been sharing this, like I said, this knowledge, this information for free for too long, boy.
Yeah, for
Too
sure.
long. So I had to tap in.
Nah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, my business is definitely taking a big turn at the moment, and I'm ready for it. And I'm trying to push it as far as I can push it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And next, my boy Mack. What's good? What's good? Tell people what you do, how you been killing the game out here in these streets.
What up, fool? Hey, Pack, we met at Bush Nookies. You remember that?
Man. Well, you know, a little bit before that though, it was Walk. Walk knocked on my door,
Hey,
Oh,
man,
and
what
that's
is
he
what.
Bush
Okay.
Nickies?
Say less.
so
Say less. Okay. Yeah.
but that was like the first time we did go out though.
I was thinking about Bush Nookies the other day, bro. But
With the crack
Bush
sandwiches. Oh
Nickies.
man.
man, that was hey man, that was crazy.
With my boy, what was his name? Reggie?
Reggie, fresh out,
Fresh out.
bro. Dang, we
Yeah,
had
but
some time.
for sure, for
But
sure. Tell people what you do, man.
but I do comedy. I do stand up comedy, and yeah, man. I also have a clothing. I guess it's a brand. It's a design. God is good clothing, and yeah. So that's pretty much what I do for sure.
That's it. You don't do nothing else?
Man, I make a little music every now and then. A little
Yeah.
music. You know what
Little
I'm
music.
Little what now?
saying? I do a little music, but yeah. That's me.
And yeah, when it comes to being a comedian and stuff like that, like tell people, about some of the things that you've done so far. How long you been doing comedy, some of the things you release.
Okay. Man, I've been doing comedy 10 years, man. Got a special on Amazon Prime called Have Fun. I got to do Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. I won Comedy Prize Fest in
You sure
Shreveport
did.
last year, man.
You sure did.
So hey, I'm the champion. They got it again next year, so somebody about to take my title. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah,
Mark
man.
coming for you. I know
Oh,
he gonna
Mark,
re up.
but neither one of us in the competition. So I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
okay,
like how
okay.
they did it, bro. They ain't even they sneaky, but yeah, man. That's You know, I don't like talking about myself for real, bro. You know what I'm
I know you
saying?
don't. That's why I'm forcing you to. And I'm gonna big him up one more time. My boy, he in 2020 or 2021, he had an idea, and the idea was, and despite of all of the stuff going on with COVID and stuff like that, he had a goal to do 100 shows in a year, and he did it last year. How many you had last year? Like one or two?
No, I got exactly 100 because I caught COVID
That
at the end of the year. Yeah.
yeah,
Road to 100, boy.
road
Yeah.
to 100, and that was his campaign. And the crazy thing is, how many shows you did this year?
Man, I reached 100 in September.
Yep,
So shoot, it's probably about 115 or something now, like some
crazy.
120. Yeah.
Keep that in mind, because like keep that number, like make sure you keeping up with it, because that's gonna be like a really good marketing employee.
Okay.
Once you're able to get to a certain, like that's part of your story, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And my last guest, my boy Mr. Welgroomed himself, Marcus, tell people about what you got going on.
Yo, no man, I'm just a barber, man. Nothing major. Nothing major going on.
Now he got a little something going on. I'll boost you up a little bit, but what else you got going on, boss?
No, I'm still in the kitchen trying to cook it, cook it back up. Trying to get my whole well-grown lifestyle back on the road, trying to get back to doing Up Before the Roosters. That's when Up Before the Roosters, I used to do it every morning, well, Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. just to motivate, men early in the morning. I just been through a lot from my childhood to my adult life. So I do want to help men evolve into becoming, the best version of themselves.
Absolutely. I just met another barber out here today that like y'all on the same way. I might need to connect y'all to, because it seemed like y'all got real similar goals. But
Okay.
yeah, Marcus is actually one of my one-on-ones that I was working with earlier this year.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, we was hammer out some concepts and stuff like that too. And he took a little break, as so did I. And now be back at it, and looking to rebuild, and this time we got experience. So we
Yes,
building this
indeed.
thing on better. So yeah, this is everybody that's in the building as of now. Maybe a couple people more trickle in. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into the conversation today. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and y'all make sure y'all come off mute. It's gonna be a cipher. Like I said, like this is something that I want to be interactive. So yeah, y'all let me know. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, this is the intro. So this is the first iteration of like the actual some of the material in the program. Uh I'll go through a quick recap of what we did on Sunday. But yeah, this is the mindset mastermind. Before we dive into discovery, it's important that we must understand what identity means, how it applies to us personally, how we can express that within our business, and most importantly, how identity um how important identity is to our actions and our decision making. So after we talk about identity, we'll dive into the big picture, right into on using the right vehicle for your business. We often start business and we just go for what we know, which is a beautiful thing, but it could be a limiting process because we only know what we know, right? So
Right.
like from my experience, right, from selling $30 beats, t-shirts, $10 albums, $50 flyers, 300 gig shows, or even like $100 logo. Everything starts with the number. But the beauty of all of it is that there's a secret that we'll talk about, how we can make more money by offering the same amount of energy that it takes to sell like those $30 t-shirts, right? So before we dive in a little bit, we're gonna talk about what we did on Sunday, just real quick. But we talked about what the blueprint is, and just a brief recap. It's an 8-week program where this is the beta test version of the program, but this is where I'm helping entrepreneurs, especially my guys, my fellas, how to turn their ideas into income by creating a signature offer. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of discovery. We're going to do a little bit of identity. We're going to do a little bit of brand positioning and how to posture, the angle of your brand. So like if you was battle rapping, like you got some battle rappers that just rap, but you got some of them that like get into your personal business. Like this is how we gonna angle our way into these people faces when we're talking about growing our businesses and our brands so we stand out. Um, yeah, and we also talk about my mission and why I created the program, which is I just see the gap, honestly. Like we got some catching up to do as just like men in general, especially like black men, because I seen it was a article that said by 2053 the family net worth of a black family is going to be $0. If I'm not mistaken, that was before COVID. So I want to be able to allow us to fight back a little bit by using the tool of entrepreneurship and do some personal development so we can make sure that doesn't happen, right? So that was one of the reasons, one of the biggest inspirations of me creating this. Um, we talked about who this program is for. We talked about the program track list. We also talked about housekeeping, some of the things on there, and also got the last episode recording is on my YouTube. So if you want to watch it, I can send you guys a link. And we also set some expectations. So for my boy Scott that was here last time, I'm gonna re-ask this question. I kind of reworded it a little bit, but I'm writing it down one more time. So what would be considered a home run for you, time and money well spent at the end of this program?
Oh, okay. So understanding what I guess a better definition of branding and marketing and how to act on those two meanings. And then especially when we're talking about the offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what is it called? The PPO or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
premium
signature
price.
offer. Yeah, premium price offer is
Mhm.
getting all my my pricing down, my ideas down on paper, just working with you through them so that I can put it into action. Oh, you actually typing this? Oh, I'm spitballing. You typing?
Yeah. Hey, Marcus be knowing, like he'll tell you, like I'll reel it out you, then I'll type it. But this is
Yes,
just
sir.
this is the like the basic, like the one that everybody can see. But I'm just writing that in right now so like you can just see it. But I do need you guys, if you want to save this into your own, definitely save it, but make sure you make a copy. And the way you make a copy is file, make a copy, and then you'll be able to make changes. If not, you won't be able to type nothing in there. I got it locked. But okay, cool. So keep this in mind. Like at the end of the program, or throughout the process, we're going to make sure that this happen right here. So it's we get exactly what your expectations is. So yeah. Where are we currently in the brand like an artist program? You got track one. Track one is the onboarding. We did onboarding on Sunday. Tonight we're doing the mindset mastermind. Then we got building the core fanatic. We're gonna do a little bit of discovery and identity. Then we're gonna get into the signature offer. After we do the signature offer, which is we're gonna create your value ladder, right? Which is your major, your basic, and your intro offer of the same signature product, right? Because everybody leaves with something, and it's a way to break all of this stuff down. But then, we're gonna do some content marketing, also some branding consultation, and make sure that we're going in the right direction as we're starting to put ourselves out there. And from there, we're gonna create this brand profile so we can design the look and feel of your brand as well. So I'm gonna give you some tools to do it on your own. Then we're gonna do like a brand audit at the end. So yeah. So any questions so far? Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
That's clear.
Cool. So The first things we're gonna do is we're gonna go over some vocab and definitions that are going to be going into what we're talking about today. So the big one, identity. Somebody read me the definition of identity.
The qualities, beliefs, personal traits, appearance, and or expression that characterize a person, group, or brand.
Perfect, perfect. The next one, somebody give me that definition of become.
The journey of growing or coming into existence.
Right, and all of these definitions is really catered to the way that I'm using them as well. So it may be from dictionary, it may not be, but this is the best way how I'm using these words right here too. So the next one, do. Somebody give me the definition for that one.
To perform an action, to achieve or accomplish.
Somebody give me the one for have.
Let's see, to possess, own, hold, or experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Somebody give me one for result.
The outcome of an action.
And understanding. What's the definition of understanding?
The ability to relate and comprehend something that was communicated.
And somebody give me the one for execute. We got a few more.
To carry out and complete a task, plan, or objective.
And that's one of your goals right there, Mayham, Scott. I almost call you Phil. Your uncle
Hey,
messed
man,
me up, boy.
man of many names.
your cousin messed me up. And responsibility. Somebody give me that one.
To be able to respond with ability to manage and execute a task that is expected to be completed.
That's a heavy one. I got that straight from Myron Golden. To be able to respond with ability, that's crazy to me. Like when he said that, I was like,
It's
man, like
hard.
yeah, that was a bar. And this is one of my favorites, the Law of Infantry. And what the Law of Infantry is, right? You got different laws like the Law of Gravity, you got the Law of Energy, things of that nature. So this is one of those scientific laws. The Law of Infantry says everything left to itself tends to move more and more into this order. So I'm gonna go into that one. Everything left to itself tends to move more and more into this order. Does anybody kind of like can guess what that mean?
What they say? An idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Right,
Well, in religious terms, at least.
right. That's definitely in the frame of where I'm going to. Anybody else? Like, what do y'all think that means? Okay, cool. So, what the Law of Infantry mean, right? Is, let's say, if you don't take a shower, you're gonna stink, right? If you another example, if you got a car, right, and you don't drive the car, even though it might be a new car, it's not being used. It's stagnant, which allows it to rot, which allows it to rust, which allows it to go more and more into disorder because there's nothing that is keeping it pushing. There's nothing that is activating it. It's still. So the Law of Infantry is saying anything that is left to itself without external force pushing it moves more and more into disorder. So like even when we get to the point of like coaching, right? There's no other swimmer in the world better than Michael Phelps, but he still got a coach. The reason why is not because the coach is a better swimmer than him. it's because he still got to get better. And other people have the ability to see, where you can improve at and where you can get better at in certain situations. So does that kind of like make sense to you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Cool,
was
cool,
spot
cool. So the next one, the law of plurality. I always mess that word up. But for that one is, for every positive there's a negative. For every negative there's a positive. So with that being said, it's literally like the saying is two sides to every coin. It's literally meaning that, like, and
Yin and
and, and the
yang.
side that you get is the one that you focus on. So if you come into your business with, you know, negative energy of the fact that, like, yo, like, I've been making all these posts, nobody's paying attention, I'm not getting no sales, or whatever the case may be, you're getting the negative action of what is happening in that interaction, because that's the one you focus on. Instead, focus on the bright side, the opportunity. Oh, okay, I see. I need to make some adjustments. What's some adjustments that I need to make to make improvements? So law of plurality is something that Myron Golden talks about in this particular episode of Social Group Podcast that we're gonna talk about later. So boom. Um Introduction. So we get into identity, right? So the question, who are you? What do you do? What's your name? These are all questions that are asked to get a better understanding of one's identity. Identity is the most important part of one's journey in anything. The best teams have players who can play and be the star in their role. As we know in business, we often wear so many hats to keep our business running and functioning. Unfortunately, we become distracted and we can play roles that don't serve us in our business. So we must go through the process of discovery to identify where we're at, where we're going, in order to become. Thankfully, we now have a formula that allows us to do so, and it's the conversation of the live show. Be, do, have, and this is inspired by Myron Golden, which will be the also the framework of the program as well. So the first section is all about identity and becoming. In order to elevate to that new level within our business, we must become something different, because we're currently doing everything that we can in order to be where we currently are. That's another bar from Myron Golden. Um, in order to become something new, we must increase our capabilities and go through a process of discovery, redefine who we are as an individual first, then secondly as a brand and in our business, and we'll define the new personality of the brand. So in order to retain the result, we must become the person that does the thing in order to have the result. And I have the framework in this program to do this in an engaging way. So boom, this is the concept right here. So the concept is be, do, have, right? So according to Myron Golden, there are three simple steps to success. And it's as simple as be, do, and have. This formula is the way that we achieve success in any level that we're striving to achieve. So we are currently doing everything we can to be who we currently are. In order to achieve more, we must become something new. In order to get new outcomes and results, you must do something different. What got you here won't get you there. So here's the cipher break right here. Um, Phil, tell me about a time where like you hit a wall trying to get to like a new level in anything, right? But it didn't work out till you made some adjustments. So let me give you an example, like something that, like for me, um, I remember, I remember when this was like one of the first times where uh I was working out. This was in Afghanistan, and I was doing like the same thing for like the first like month or so, and like I wasn't losing no weight. I was like, man, I need to do something different, but I was kind of frustrated. So what I did was I got with my boy Banks. We call him Wanks, and
Big bang.
and I got with him, and he kind of showed me some things that I was doing wrong, some of the things I could change my diet, things of that nature. And after I did some of those things, I went from like 187 or something like that, and I lost weight, and I came back home at like 173. Sure, I didn't keep that, and I'm way overweight now, but that was that was something where I was just hitting a wall after a while. So is there anything that you can kind of, think about, like an experience that you had where you were trying to get to that new level, but it just
Man, definitely. That's where
yeah,
I'm
talk.
at. That's where I'm at literally right now. So I got to a point to where I guess I got what do you call it? Stagnant in my business.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because I wasn't doing the things to take it to the next level. I just went with what I knew at the time, and I was just keeping it that way. But not then I something clicked to where I was talking to my girl, and I was talking to one of my homies. I'm like, yo, to take your business to the next level, what do you need to do? Okay, well, that's a great question. Why would I do that anyways? It's my passion. That's what I love to do. So let's sit with somebody that has a successful business and figure out what you have to do to get to the next level. All right. So I had this meeting with this guy. He's a millionaire. He has a really successful business here. And we sat down and we hashed it out. And what do you need to get you to the next level? Okay, marketing and branding. You need to tailor your business and your concepts to the type of demographic you're trying to have as your clients, your clientele.
Absolutely.
So that's where we at now. I got with Pack. I'm like, yo, how can you help me? I see that you have this program. Will it be beneficial to me getting to the next level? And just that conversation, that 20-minute conversation that we had, we identified that this would be perfect for me, and I got on board.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. Trey, you got anything in this particular, conversation that you feel like you were just hitting a wall, and maybe you're still hitting a wall, or something that, you experienced before where you need to make some adjustments?
Yeah, man. In Shreveport, it wasn't no comedy scene in Shreveport. It was comedians, but they ain't had no clubs or nothing. So we had the idea. I didn't know what I was doing, but I know I wanted to do more than was offered. So we started the Round the Corner comedy show. That was at Bush Nuggets. We was buying chairs and it was free, and we was just trying to learn how to put on a show. We would have all type of stuff, and then that developed into Last Fridays, which was bigger and better. And we learned a lot from that. But yeah, hit a wall from going to little open mics during the week and then just not having nothing to do. So I think that answered the question.
No, for sure. Yeah, that was it. And
Sure.
yeah, the beauty of having, other people, like, they allow you, okay, like, maybe you should do something different, or do something like this, because what happens is, we're doing everything we can in our capability to be who we currently are. So in order to elevate and to do something new, we have to become somebody new, right? So I laid out these 5 questions that we could all ask ourselves in order to get out of that spin, get out of that funk, right? And these are the 5 questions that I want you guys to kind of answer. So if I can ask my boy Mareese, what is something that you ultimately want to accomplish?
In the next, let's say the next 2 weeks, I believe on the 21st, yeah, the next 2 weeks, I want to reach my goals of 36 courses sold. That's what I want to
Got you.
accomplish.
Got you. That makes sense. And that even kind of, answers number 2. But if I could ask number 2 to my boy Marcus, like, what does success truly look like for you?
My success is freeing up my time to really be able to have, not just with my boys, but I'm singling out my boys that didn't have a father. I want to be there, in ways that my father wasn't there for me. So if I can be in their life, be active, more, is not just, making money. Money, I've learned that money is cool, But by me chasing money, I lost a lot of time in my kids' life. So me being able to free up time for my kids.
Yeah, so you're looking for that time freedom.
Yes, sir.
I ain't mad at that. And uh Scott, what would be like your big vision for you and your business?
Vision. My big vision. My big vision is for my business to be able to run itself without me.
Mm, okay.
Mm.
Okay. And this will roll right into number 4. If you could ask your future successful version of yourself, what did they do in order to be the channel that success? What would they say?
Hmm. Version of yourself.
And as you're thinking
Man,
about
I
that,
don't know.
right? And
Passion.
and yeah, and as you guys, like, I want all you guys to kind of think about that question too, because I saw this. It was a real dope bit that I saw on it's a show called High Level Conversations on Earn Your Leisure YouTube channel, and it was a interview with 19 Keys and Wall Street Trapper. And one thing that kind of stuck with me in that conversation was, he was like, yo, like, one of the things I did before I became successful was I had a meeting with with that $10 million version of myself, like myself in the future. And I had a conversation with him. I was like, yo, like, I know where we're going and I know it's gonna happen, but how did we get there? Like, what did we do to get there? And I this is what I truly feel. I truly feel that we all have the answers within ourselves already. It's just that we don't always trust our own judgment, just due to past failures or past situations that led us down the path, or whatever the case may be, right? Because this is how I know this, right? If you got somebody that's overweight, right, and anybody can answer this, and they're looking for ways to lose weight, do like how do anybody lose weight?
Working out and eating right.
Right. And it's really not hard. It's very simple. Like, we
So you
know
make it
what we
sound
need
so
to
easy.
do.
Yeah.
Like, not even if it's not, easy. It's simple. It's not always easy, but
Mhm.
um
Mhm.
the reason why we aren't able to make those decisions and you know do better for ourselves in that particular fashion, or whatever it is, it could be anything, right? Is because we're getting in our own way. This is why we do the mindset mastermind. Is because we need to get our mind right, and we also need to see what the possibilities are that we desire, and figure out what's the right vehicle for us to get there. So by asking that question, what did you do to be successful? What would they say? Like, I asked myself this question too, and literally, this was like a couple months ago. One of the things was, get you a mentor, somebody that's been there, done that, or coach that can help you through the process a lot more, hands-on than I've been investing in the past. Another thing they told me was, hone in into the skills that you already got. Like, really learn the art of, digital marketing and sales, and because that's going to take you a long way as you're learning to build your own business. And another thing he told me was, move with intensity, like, execute, get stuff done. Like, this is stuff that we all know inside of us, like, what we really need to do. We may not know always how to get there, but we generally know the things that'll get us on that right path. So I want you guys to kind of answer these questions, write these things down for yourselves, and really think about this stuff after this call, because that's going to be something that is going to serve you as you're going through this process within, all our respective businesses. And also, what daily actions does this person become, or does this person does to accomplish, this particular result. So like we have to become this person. It's not as easy as, oh, I'm gonna just do something and I'm gonna have the thing. No, you have to become the person that does this thing so you can have that result. So that's the whole be, do, have conversation. And what I also did was, for you guys that haven't seen this particular episode, definitely double back on this link right here and just kind of watch it in your own time, take notes and kind of like figure out like what you can utilize in your own time. So the next section, not the last, but the next section is we're going to talk about a little bit of identity, right? So we talked about just getting your mind right, but this part is so important because that quote, if you plan, if you don't plan, you plan to fail, like isn't that same thing? Like if you don't know who you are, then other people will tell you who you are for you and for their own benefit and for their own agendas. If you don't have your own agenda, it's everybody else's agenda. So this is what the tools that we're going to use in order to identify who we are, right? So it is important to remember who you are in my Mufasa voice. And
That's funny.
when you and when you don't have a purpose for yourself and your business, someone will make that purpose for you. So like even this, I'm pretty sure you guys went through this before, especially like as a DJ, or especially like as somebody who cuts hair. Like if you don't have your set processes and the way you go about things, everybody will control how you do your business. So like I'm pretty sure like when you first started off, Scott, right? Like have you ever like DJ'd at a party and then you had that one person that was just requesting song after song after song for you to play, even though you didn't want to play none of those songs?
100% happens still to this day.
and have you ever been
in the middle
victim,
of the club, somebody asked me to play country?
you know what I'm saying? And have you ever been a victim to actually playing one of those songs in some of your early times?
Oh, 100%. Still to this day. Still.
And then at the end of that, right? Do you feel like, man, like that wasn't even my set?
I had a wedding, right? I did a wedding a couple weekends ago.
Uh-huh.
And it was, the bride and groom, they create this whole list of songs. I go and get the songs and I got them queued up. I'm rolling through the list. And then he asked me to play what's the song by Roy Wood Jr.
I quite don't know which one, but I feel like I got a feeling I know which one you're talking about.
So he asked me to play this song, and everybody's looking at me. Not Roy Jr., the damn boxer.
Roy Jones?
He asked me to play this song.
Yeah. About the actual boxer? He was there?
Yeah, is it Roy? Yeah. Oh, okay. No. I'm saying like the dude, the song he made. I Smoke, I Drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he asked me to play this song, and I'm playing it. He's like, "Yo, play the remix with Young Guns," and I think it was Boosie or something like that. And I'm like, "All right, cool." I put it on, and everybody's like, "Hey, cut it on to the next song." The groom asked me to play this, so I gotta play it. His wife came up to me and was like, "Yo, nope, on to the next one." And it's like, yeah, that happens all the time, man.
Right. So
that's wild.
So like, even with
for that crowd.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, that's all is wild. If I remember it right.
Mm-hmm.
But Marcus, like even when you doing haircuts, right? Have you ever like, let's say your price was $30 or $35? Like I know that's not your price right now, probably, but have you ever like sat down, you did somebody cut, and it's just one client that you cut, and he always like $15 short?
I used to get that all the time. I had to weed those guys out. I used to always get that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's the by you like setting boundaries and knowing how you do business, this allows you to take back control of the whole process. So people are not running you through the ground when it comes to like make you do business how they want to do business.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not how we rock it. You know what I'm saying? We got our set I set prices, I set processes and things of that nature. So they gotta respect it. So like this is what happens sometimes in our business when we haven't set a main purpose or end goal for ourselves, and we allow our customers, our friends, our families, and mentors to take us away from the reasons why we started and where we wanted to go. Knowing who you are is going to be essential, and this process is called discovery. And here's the first step of it, right? So, what I did was I had my boy Phil and I had my boy Kurt do a personality test. I know Phil, you did a personality test on the 16 personalities website, and I think Marcus, you did one way long time ago with us, like long time ago, if I'm not mistaken. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So um, tell me a little bit about like what they said. Like they said, who are you, right? So you got three different um things, right? You got your role, who you are, you got your personality type, then you got your strategy type. You may not be been able to like figure out like all of those, but I know at least you know what your role is. So you remember what your role was?
Honestly, I can't remember because I had did another one with the lady Jovan, and it was totally different. It was, and that's how I hit my wall, man. Just reaching out and just doing too much, and
Mhm.
so that's why I'm back and I'm back grounded, and I just want to stay focused and stop getting so many different opinions, and that's why I went wrong. Learning from you, learning from this person, learning from that person. So I really don't, honestly, I don't remember.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. That's fine. And what these things do too, because like what main thing I always want to do too is like I never really want to tell you like how you should do certain things. I really want to present certain things to you. That way
Mm-hmm.
you can make your own decision and see if that's the way that you want to go. So like for instance, like Scott, for example, like I'm not gonna tell you to um you need to only be doing weddings for your DJs. Like if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But it's all about like what fits your personality type, what fits your role, and what fits the way that you want to go about things. So Scott, you remember you got your stuff up?
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here.
Okay, cool. What was your role?
Analyst.
Bet. So I'm check this out. So in one of the analysts, right? Which one of these were you?
Architect.
Architect. So when we go on 16 personalities, we go on the architect. This is what allows us to kind of like a lot of times we got a lot of blind spots and we don't know like sometimes we know how we are, but sometimes we don't because we're in it. Other people experience this differently of how we kind of experience ourselves. So in the architect personality, right? Um, they say this is like one of the rarest personality types and one of the most capable archetypes. They know this all too well. So you're really rational, you're quick witted, which I 100% agree with. Architects pride themselves in the ability to think for themselves, not to mention that their uncanny knack for seeing the right through phoniness and hypocrisy. But when their minds are never at rest, architects may struggle to find people that can keep up with their nonstop analysis of everything around them. Does that describe who you are?
100%.
So this allows us
100%.
to kind of go into like our strengths, our weaknesses, so we know what they are, so we can lean into the strengths, and we can make sure that like we're not doing things that's around our weaknesses as well. So with that, hold on. We also yeah, use the architect. So this is what I need you to do once you after this session. like go here and like highlight the ones that you are. Like that. Once you make your own copy and stuff. And then also you have to figure out what strategy type kind of like falls like along with you as well. And I'll kind of go through the strategy types so you can kind of see what they are. They don't always like line up directly with the one that I got lined up in this table, but that's the one I just kind of paired up with just to make sense. So the first one is people mastery, right? And this is the strategy type that I feel like goes most with your particular personality in this particular role. So like this person is extroverted and assertive. Do you feel like that kind of speaks to you a little bit?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I seem extroverted when I'm like outside, but
Uh-huh.
in my mind, yeah, I don't really pay attention to it really, but I'm more introverted than you think.
I'm kind
Like
of
I
like
don't
that.
like y'all niggas.
I kind of like that too. I could be very extroverted, but like I could be very to myself too. But
Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to the strategy, the people mastery, these people are bold and confident. Um, they also like can be sometimes too confident, right? And personality types can be um tend to be insulated against self-doubt and the need to prove themselves. As a result, they don't always test or even consider their own limits and ambitions. Um, they also they the people masters fall somewhere in the middle. Ideally, they embrace healthy ambition while finding social fulfillment and connection. So like
Mm.
they need to be involved in community. They need to feel like they're a part of something, right? And I'm gonna go through the other ones as well, real quick. Then you also got the social engagement, right? They say that these people are like boldly sensitive. Um, they also let me see what else they got on here. They said social engagers may find themselves to draw lines of work that involve plenty of human interaction. The service industry could be a natural fit for these personality types, as nearly as any job that involves with helping customers to solve problems. So like I feel like this one is probably more so for me personally. Then you have a couple of other ones, which is confident individualism. And these people, they tend to trust in themselves. They enjoy their own company, but don't mind spending time alone to pursue their interests. Over time, these can give these personalities an impressive range of skills and interests and ideas. So yeah, like this could be a good tool to kind of figure out a little bit more about yourself. So as we building your offers, we know that like for instance, and I'm gonna go down here because I kind of talk about it. The reason why understanding who we are is important because it lets us know how to build our own business around our personality type instead of just doing something someone else did just because you've seen it done. It's one thing to strengthen our weaknesses, but it's another thing to stay in your zone of genius because that brings momentum. So like let's say if you're an explorer, you have a role of an explorer with an adventure personality type, and let's say a people mastery strategy type, you know that you should be basing your business around community, short projects, and creating an innovative experience based off of the information provided from the website. Also, on the contrary, you could be looking to aspire to do those same things, but in an introverted personality type. So now we may need to surround your brand with a little less physical interaction, pre-recorded material that still serves the same purpose. So like it's a good way to kind of get a feel of like who you are, where you need to go based off of like how you doing things. So does that make sense for everybody?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So
Yes.
definitely check out the 16 personality website where that could take you a long way once you dig into the material. But this is the conversation that I feel like is the good one right here. And this is the one that kind of changed the way I see businesses in general. So this is what I call the 30K conversation. And then this last segment before we wrap up, this was something that like I was sitting down and I think I was at a conference or something, and I was talking to um, Marquell Russell, and he asked us a question, and the question was, hold on, real quick. The question was, oh, hold on, I got somebody sitting.
No, it was
I
Trey.
said,
Trey Mack saying he had to do.
yeah, I had somebody join. I'm not sure
Hmm.
who that one is, but appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, this is the last question, was the 30K question. So I was sitting there with Marquell, and he asked us a question. He was like, yo, like, is it easier to make $30,000 in a year, or is it easier to make it in a month? Somebody answer that question for me.
A year.
It should be easier to make it in a month.
You say a month. Who said a year?
I said a year.
What you think, Marcus?
I think you left.
Okay, cool. That's fine. But yeah, that was a question that I was asking. I was like, that actually is a good question. And he was saying that it's actually easier to make it in a month than it is in a year, and this is why, right? So when you're making $30,000 in a year, think about how long that takes, that all the tasks that you have to do. Is it a job that you have to accomplish them in order to do that? And if it's a job, how much time and effort you had to put into that, right? So versus if you're doing it in a month, it's not about how much hours you put in. It's about selling the right thing, using the right vehicle in order to get to where you're trying to go to. So that just like opened my mind, because I was like, yo, I've been living life wrong. I've been living life super wrong. So with that being said, when we talking about using the right vehicle, right? Um One of the things that I like we'll talk about later in the program is the 100K play. And in order to make 100K, you have to make $8,333 every single month just to keep pace, right? But what I also realized was we don't even set ourselves up for success in order to make that, if that's a goal that we want, right? Because we don't have the right offers, we're not pricing ourselves the right way, we don't have the capability sometimes to fulfill the volume that it takes where we're currently at in order to fulfill that. So what is the answer to making that particular threshold happen every single month, right? And this is something that even at Guitar Center that we check on a daily basis. I got like 4 or 5 texts talking about, oh, we got some apps, or we got to sign up, or like that's something that we track on a daily, and that's something that we need to do here too. But it's all about having the right offers, and the way we do that is by developing the signature product, which this is what we're going to be doing in the program. So I just want you guys to kind of like open your eyes and kind of see, like, not only that we can not only build like a strategy, but it's all about using the right things. Because let's say what is your packages cost right now for your DJ sessions right now, Scott? Like just for an event or a gig on average.
I have three. I have three. One's a 600 for 4 hours, 800, and then the highest one I got is 1,000.
Got you. So in order to let's go with the 600 one, right? In order to have a 6-figure business by selling those by doing the 600, right? you'll have to do 14 events every single month, which is 167 events in a year. Now it may be possible, right?
Boy,
But do you even want to do 167 events in 1 year?
no. Do I want to do 14 in a month? No.
You know what I'm saying? And
Not
Mareese,
not by
like,
myself. In a sense of bigger business. Yes, when I have help, when I have employees, sure. But by myself,
sure. Yeah, as of right now, currently, right? And
right.
Mareese, what about you? Like, what's some of your price points that you got in your business currently?
So for the training course, it's $300, and for the pet supply box, it's $70.
Got you. So let's go with let's do the 300, right? So it's closer. You know, it's closer because you have like a digital product, right? But in order for you to do that, you have to sell 28 courses a month, which is about 333 courses in that year, just to stay afloat if you was only worried about courses. So while that can be a stepping stone to the on in the right direction, it's probably something that, like, okay, like I'm still trying to figure out how to sell my first 15 or my first 10 or my first 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the beauty of it is, and this is what I learned about, just being in sales for the last few years since I've been out as well. The same energy that it takes and um, uh, the same effort that it takes to sell a $25 t-shirt, which is what I was doing at the kiosk when I was working at Dave kiosk for a while. It's the same energy that it took to sell a one-on-one version of the earlier version of this program for about a month for $1,000. Like, it was literally the same thing. And even at Guitar Center, me selling a pack, like a starter pack, which is like 230 $280 for, like, let's say, electric guitar, right? Or $179 for an acoustic guitar. What comes with the gig bag, it comes with the strap, it comes with the strings, it comes with the picks and all of that stuff. It's the same energy that it'll take to sell somebody a $2,000 guitar. It's really just talking to the right people, having the right offer available, and be able to um, just give somebody something that they already desiring to have in the first place. So
Gotcha.
that's the power of having a signature product, because, like, the signature product that we're going to be developing is not just um a course. It's a movement. It's what people is going to remember you by, and it's solving that one big problem that you do for your business by way of having three different levels of a value ladder of how you do that. So, like, for instance, we talk about you're selling people maintenance. You're teaching people how to love their dogs back, right? Like, it could come with a high ticket course, right? But let's say they can't do that. Okay, we got $1,000 course. Okay, let's say they can't do that. We're gonna have a 3-day training on it's gonna be this weekend for these next 3 days, and that's gonna be $300. Okay, you can't do that. We got an ebook for you. Okay, we can't do that. We got this checklist for you for free. Like, everybody gets something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all the same thing, and it all coming from literally taking pieces of that PPO, that premium price offer, where we able to just dial some things back, where, okay, like, instead of you getting 15 of these things of this value stack for the course, we only gonna give you 8 of those.
Mm-hmm.
For the 3-day training, we only gonna talk about 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
for the checklist, we only gonna give you 3 of them things. But it's all the same product.
Hello.
You only got to do it once.
It's that. It's that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something before we even get, to that particular part, the next session, which is gonna be on Sunday, at 8:45 for us, 7:45 for them, for my boy Scott. We're gonna be actually building out the what I call the core fanatic, the person that this whole brand is going to be for. Because once you do that, you'll be able to make the content that speaks to them. You'll be able to speak their language. You'll be able to talk to them directly, and everything will be for them. Because if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. So I just want to get y'all, minds jogging and kind of just getting prepared for that particular conversation that we're gonna be having on Sunday. So that's pretty much all I have for tonight. Anybody had anything they wanted to add? Any questions?
Well, I never put the perspective on my business for getting it to a 6-figure business. This is what it takes with what I have in place now. That was a really good point that I like. And identifying or understanding how to build a business around my personality type is something that I'm gonna have to do some homework on, and it's a big takeaway from today's lesson.
For sure.
Rap session.
Yeah, it's important because as we're looking for the right answers on trying to figure out like how we should go about things, sometimes we try to model ourselves by somebody that is like successful in their own right, which is cool because they got a blueprint. But sometimes what happens is we go into a field where it's like it's not going to be conducive to where we're trying to go anyway. So like I was having a conversation with one of my bros, and he produces, make music and all this stuff or whatever, and he was kind of having problems with one of his jobs, which was in the audio engineering field, because he felt like hours was crazy. He felt like it wasn't a set schedule. He felt like he wasn't getting a lot of time with his wife and stuff like that. And then he turns around and tells me he thinking about driving trucks. I was like, bruh, what? That's the same thing, bruh. Like, and it's even worse. And it's even worse because you don't even care about driving trucks. You're just trying to, like, get rid of one problem by adding another problem, which is now like at least you like audio and you like engineering. You know what I'm saying? You might not like how they're doing it, but
you just smashed them nasty shit.
What'd you say, Marcus? Oh, okay, I think he's in the background. But yeah. So that's one thing I want you guys to kind of, keep in mind too, as you're going on this journey. Like, I want you to discover your own self. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be able to. My goal is to pull that out of you, so you know exactly where you're going, so we can get this thing on the road. So, what's next is we're going to be on Sunday. We're going to build out Core Fanatic. May take a couple different sessions to do this because I'm adding some extra stuff in there. That I feel like it'll definitely be not only building that profile, but where they're hanging out at. And this will help us with our marketing and stuff as well. Like, where are the pockets of these people? Because the thing about traffic is traffic already exists. We just have to figure out where the traffic is flowing and how to redirect them over our way too. You don't have to, build the road and do all this stuff by yourself because it already exists. So you just borrow from this pocket, borrow from this pocket. You advertise to this market, you advertise to this podcast, and these particular pockets of spaces where people hang out and where your core fanatics chill at, and we'll be able to kind of do it like that. So yeah. Did anybody else had anything else they want to about to wrap it up?
That was good. I got enough information. Is the document still the same link?
Yeah. I'm gonna post it one more time, and yeah, make sure y'all because I'm not gonna get y'all access to it. The reason why is because I need y'all to make a copy, and making a copy, you'll be able to dive into it and make the changes and stuff that you need. Because what'll happen is somebody not gonna listen, and then they gonna change stuff up, and it's gonna be totally different. And then somebody else is gonna see it. It's like, what is this? Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen one time so you guys can see how to make a copy.
All right, man. On that note, I do have to head out.
Yeah, this is it though.
Looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
catch y'all
Oh,
next
and
time.
send me the contract.
Oh, okay. Bet. All right.
All right, cool. But yeah, that's all I had for tonight. So yeah, I'll if you need some help, I'll text it. Make sure you get the link. Because I'm about to close out the room, and if not, I'll text it.
All right, thank you.
But all right, G, appreciate you dropping in.
No problem.